Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott MacKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk, the #1 industrial-related podcast in the universe that celebrates you, industry professionals all around the world. You're bold, brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you collaborate. You're solving problems, again, each and every day. And boy, is it a time to solve problems and challenges. It's especially here at DistribuTech, which we're on site right now. There are a lot of challenges that need to be addressed. And there are a lot of companies that are doing it with incredible skills and professionalism. There, that's a new intro. I was trying to change my intro. And we're brought to you by those wonderful people at Siemens. Siemens Smart Infrastructure and Grid Software. Go to Siemens.com, find out more. They are a great company with great people who are all focused on solving the challenges of today, specifically in the world of distribution, transmission, grid, infrastructure, you name it. It's all out on Siemens.com. In the hot seat, and I'm going to do the best I can with this name. Adil.
You did great.
Thank you. The company is EVLO. 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 Let's get cracking. There you go. You having a good conference?
Great conference. Great energy.
First time? Second time?
Second time. But last time was more than 10 years ago.
Oh, you've seen a lot of changes.
I did. And I changed job, and so I have another perspective too.
Yeah, because this is amazing.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely a topic of conversation, anything to deal with the grid, the cybersecurity, distribution, you name it, power generation, and it's all here. They got stuff.
It is.
And of course, I'm here at the farthest end of the conference. You can't go any further.
But to get here, you have to go through all the booths, so...
Well, I wouldn't know because I've been in the salt mine. The salt mine all the time. Now, as I complain to you, you don't care. Give us a little background on who you are.
Well, my name is Adil. I'm an electrical engineer by trade. I started my career working as a power system engineer for Hydro Quebec. It's the largest producer of renewables in North America. So I spent there a few years, and I was working on smart grids. And it was in that context, actually, that I came to this conference so many years ago. And I did a presentation.
You were talking smart grids back then?
Yeah. And
we're still talking about smart grid today then?
Exactly.
10 years ago.
Yeah, they keep getting smarter.
I guess.
There's always room for improvement, you know that.
Yeah, I guess.
So fast forward a couple of years later, I joined what was before. I worked for EVLO, but what was before EVLO was a company called Estalian. It started as a joint venture between Hydro Quebec and Sony. So my parent company, Hydro Quebec, had a lot of patents on a battery chemistry called LFP, very safe battery. So they had all the science behind it, and they partnered with Sony back then, who was the largest manufacturer of those cells. So they put their forces together and started a joint venture to create grid-scale energy storage systems. And that lasted for a few years before Hydro Quebec decided to go on its own and took everything and created EVLO. And here we are today with a fully capable commercial operation.
But you're still connected with Hydro Quebec.
We are, so it's still our parent company.
Are you planning to spin off?
Currently they offer financing, they offer strategy, they offer these type of things, but we operate as a autonomous entity. So Hydro Quebec mission is really centered around delivering electricity to its customers, but it has a couple of subsidiaries to try and promote different technologies. It also has a research center. So we're one of those external entities. Our link is mostly through financials.
Where's your office?
So we have a corporate headquarter on the island of Montreal, but our engineering headquarter and most of the activity is taking place on the south shore of Montreal in a city called Varennes. This is in the province of Quebec in the country of Canada.
Yeah, see, this is cool. That is a bucket list visit. I want to go to Montreal because apparently the foodie scene is very good.
It is very diverse.
Yeah. There are a couple of things in my life that I like. I like traveling and I like eating.
So we're going to do an episode 2.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
And
there it is.
after you go to a couple of restaurants, and we can start. We will kick off the discussion with your preferred meals.
See, okay, I'm done. I'm there. You had me. All right. Give us a little sort of overview of EVLO.
Right. So EVLO is a company that commercializes grid-scale energy storage systems. So our mission is to propose solutions to our utility customers, IPP customers, is to propose to them energy solutions that are innovative and cost efficient. At EVLO, we have our full in-house engineering, electrical, mechanical, and software. So our model is we are an integrator, so we procure different parts from different suppliers, and we build a full turnkey solution, including with the software that runs on top of it. That's our value proposition.
A lot of conversation have evolved, evolved around the connected, the necessity to have this digitalization of your grid, to be able to pull that data, to be able to do that, but it's all connected. Take us through sort of that cybersecurity component, that protection element that there's no compromise. It has to be protected, vital infrastructure. Take us through that.
Absolutely. So cybersecurity is at core of what we try to deliver. Like you said, those systems, they have to be connected by nature. They are connected to the grid, they are connected electrically, they are connected digitally as well. And this has to be done in a safe way. In our space, we deliver solutions that are mission critical. So it is there's a necessity that we are protecting against attacks and against failures. So I would say cybersecurity is the way to look at it, and let me know if you want to shorten this answer. But
no, I don't want it.
I like to look at it through the product life cycle.
Yeah.
So when you develop a product, as you know, it starts from a design, and then there will be a supply part, and then we're going to assemble and manufacture, then deploy, and then operate. And at each of those stages, there's an opportunity to include cybersecurity, and at three levels. First, at the planning level, and then at the detection level, and then at the remediation level. When we talk about cybersecurity of an energy asset, most people will think, will have the image in their head that somebody will try to attack from remote and connect and try to take offline, for example, a storage system. But so we try to protect against this, for example, with firewalls, with rules, and that's one aspect of the technology. But really, when we talk about cybersecurity, we really think about it in the whole product life cycle. So this will start like early on. When I mentioned that we begin with design and supply, we're going to make sure that we have security by design embedded, and we're going to make sure that we supply only from trusted sources. We're going to make sure that the logistics and the transportation is covered. So cybersecurity is very broad, but I think looking at it from a product life cycle perspective helps, piece it into more easy to understand chunks.
There's legacy systems out there.
True.
How do you protect the existing legacy systems? If you got the product life cycle, it's easier to have that conversation about design and build and so on, and be able to build in that protection layer within that conversation and that activity. What about there's a lot of legacy equipment that exists out there. What do we do about protecting those assets?
This is a great point. There is an agency called NERC, and it's an overarching agency that covers Canada and the US that ensures that the grids are operating in a stable way. So if you want to operate a grid in Canada or in the US, you have to be registered to NERC, and they will impose on you a set of requirements to make sure that all the grids, they operate stably and avoid having blackouts and different adverse things.
Yeah, not good.
Exactly, on the grid. NERC says that the energy assets on average have an age of 40 years old.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is real. And more than that, 25% of all the assets are older than 50 years old. So this is a true thing. It's a reality that we have many assets that are really old. So now what can we do about it? NERC, again, has a set of requirements. They call NERC CIP. That covers 14 chapters. We don't need to go into the details, but they bring certain requirements that help you increase the cybersecurity level of your assets, and they will cover things from supply management to training to different things of that nature. So what do we do with the existing asset? We have to create a fence around it for things that are in operation. That's the best we can do today, because it's not really realistic to try and think that we're going to replace everything at once. When things will reach,
you can't.
There is just too much.
And it doesn't make sense if the assets are operating according to design. I mean,
exactly. So if it's working, why touch it? But so the strategy for the most part is to wait for things to reach their end of life, and then when it gets replaced with the newer thing, and the newer thing is supposed to perform better in terms of cybersecurity. In that time, with the main strategy is to try to bring a perimeter to limit access. So first of all, from external person that would like to have access, so through firewall and everything. So it would be to create a bubble. So and everything in the bubble may a little bit less safe, but if the bubble can be burst, then at least you have one level of safety. And then even for that legacy hardware, there is still always some configurations and strategies that you can do. For example, replacing passwords. It can be a manual process versus being an automated process. So things can be done in this way. Audits are conducted, pen tests are being carried to try and assess the risk level and the vulnerability level. So things are put in place. And just to conclude, this a solution that's perfectly cyber safe, like at the prevention level, is really hard to achieve. So a lot of is going to be done to try and prevent an attack from happening, but then also things that are being done to ensure that if something happens, we're able to detect it fast. So we deploy systems to have quick detection, and then we deploy other systems to have a response to it. So trying to mitigate the effect if something were to happen.
Very good. I'm going to sort of shift. If this is outside of your realm or comfort, you just let me know. Much of the conversation here at this event is talking about the increase in demand for power, and it's just happening. Data centers, whatever, AI processing, it's all around that, right? And it's significant. In the world of Hydro Quebec, how is that organization addressing that demand? I mean, when you get right down to it, I mean, you have a significant hydro asset base. How do you scale?
Absolutely. This is a great challenge. It's a great challenge for Hydro Quebec. It's a great challenge for all the utilities. For Hydro Quebec in particular, because you're asking, there's also a shift in trying to go fully green.
Yeah.
So this is an added requirement on the production capabilities. But like you said, there is also work to be done on the demand side. So at Hydro Quebec, there are some programs that are rolling out to try to improve the performance of demand response. So, for example, tariffs that will be adjusted depending on certain situations, to incentivize people to consume a little bit differently. There's also electronic devices that can be installed at people's houses to better control temperature and other equipment in the house. So there are some programs that are put in place to try to address the demand aspect of it, and then there's infrastructure and going on to try to address the generation aspect of it.
Yeah, I can understand the demand side, but there's only going to be so much efficiency that you can sort of gain from that.
But if you look at the context of Hydro Quebec, we have a system where it peaks really high during winter. It gets cold during winter, so the system is dimensioned to be able to supply electricity for that peak. So there is opportunity outside of the peak period for more efficiency. And it's a mix. It's a mix of different things. So, for example, do we really need to have a installed generation base to be able to sustain the peak, or should we have some of our own and some that will be imported? So there's different strategies that are being looked after to try and address this solution from an economical angle as well.
Put your future hat on. See where? Yeah, there it is. Take us through what you see. what you think is happening. I would be interested in knowing what your insights are.
So if I put my future hat on, if I answer this I could try to answer it from an energy and then from a cybersecurity perspective, if that makes sense. So from an energy perspective, demand seems to continue to grow. Population is growing, and the needs of the population is growing. So I think mathematically,
and then data centers, and it's just
exactly. And then the technology also is just more and more demanding in terms of energy. Data centers, we can talk about. Data centers for crypto mining, for AI, for also these sort of usages. So it's only growing. It's only growing, and I think we should embrace this to some extent, because the availability of energy will translate into more comfort, more technology, more value for people. So this is on the one side. So definitely it's growing, and from also a climate perspective, if we're trying to shift toward more renewables, there's also again with my future hat, I believe that wind energy production, solar energy production, and storage are going to continue to play a major role. And all of this has to be in a cyber safe context.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot on your calendar right there. That's well done. Hey, how do people get a hold of you? What's your best way?
Well, LinkedIn is the easiest way.
All right, there it is, man. Mm-hmm. All right. You were wonderful.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed that conversation immensely. And in fact, I enjoy all the conversation, but you were the best.
You said that to everyone?
Pretty much. You read me.
It's all right.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, listeners, we're going to have all the contact information for Adil out on Industrial Talk. His LinkedIn stat card will be there, so reach out to him. Great insights, and it's a must. If you're connected, you need cybersecurity. If you're connected, you need to have conversations with individuals that understand that. So reach out to him, find out more. We're brought to you by those wonderful people at Siemens. Siemens Smart Infrastructure and Grid Software. Go to Siemens.com, find out more. You will not be disappointed. Great company, great people, great solutions, all there. Siemens.com. All right, we're going to wrap it up on the other side. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
Adile. That's his name. Contact information out on Industrial Talk. His LinkedIn stat card right there. I'm looking at it right now. Chock full of great information. The company is EVLO Energy Storage. That's EVLO Energy Storage. So, and we're talking cybersecurity, and we're talking about what is happening in the energy and utility space. There's so much. You need to be involved. That's what you need to be involved. You need to say, yes, I want to be involved. That's it. It's all cool. All right, Industrial Talk, again, is here for you. We're starting a new platform, Industrial News Network. We are featuring incredible personalities that are passionate about you and what you do. You got to check it out. We're starting to build it. It's starting to gain a little traction. It's all excited. All right, be bold. Be brave. Dare greatly. Hang out with Adil, and you will be changing the world. We're going to have another great conversation coming from DistribuTech and others, so stay tuned.